Hello, Marcos. How we doing? So, okay, this, I guess this episode is really just long, a review of the things that have been ringing a bell more consistently this week in my mind. So there are three things basically that I'm coming to realize. Well, let's just say I'm coming to realize based on different things I've seen, like different talk shows I've seen and things like that, where it now comes into forefront, and then you kind of like just have to think about it and realize, oh yeah, that's actually the truth. The first, which I guess maybe most people know, but I'm just coming to fully realize, is you have to switch from being interested in whatever you're doing to being committed to what you're doing. Now, I've been interested in quite a number of things, but then the truth is, what has been my commitment level to those things? And then the main difference really from what I've seen is, when you're interested in something, yes, you would give it good effort, but only at times when it's, let's say, convenient or okay for you. But on the other hand, when you're committed to something, like you make the decision, this thing must work, not giving yourself any other option, it is either this way or no other way. It's like you tend to, you're now forced basically, or conditioned in a way, to make sure you give it your utmost best, whether you feel like or you do not feel like. So whether it's convenient or it's not convenient, you just do what is necessary. And it's coming to a realization for me that yes, first of all, I've been thinking, okay, maybe by time if you look at general, those that are already working, and last I was talking about, how those in 9 to 5s are here, that their bosses or whatever maybe talk to them anyhow, but then they vex, take it in body and taking a stride, and they just keep on keeping on there. And then just today basically, when you've heard some words over and over again, it doesn't never, you can hear the same word 100 times, well, until that moment where it actually does ring a bell in your mind. That's really when it becomes something. Because you heard this, okay, be interested, be committed, be interested, committed. But I think until today, basically, I didn't really, it didn't really settle in like that, Because when you realize, okay, so when most people end up being committed to their jobs based on this, let's say, there's a responsibility, or maybe they may not be committed to the job, but they are committed to at least showing up, because they know at the end of 90 days, at least a pay will come from there. So they are committed to the process. Whether it's a process of growth, maybe. Is it a process of empowerment? Maybe. But then they're committed to the process that, we just have to keep doing this, because there are responsibilities at the end of the day. And that's why, for me, for instance, part of what I was looking at, maybe I'm not relating well, but what I was looking at is maybe at the moment in time where, if, for instance, I had more responsibilities, I'm paying some bills and everything, would I be more committed to the process? Or would I be more committed to a particular line instead of bouncing from year to year to year to year? Maybe I'll be more committed enough to at least know that it's stable enough, like which business venture is stable enough before I now move to another business venture. Because you have to be committed to the point where you are seeing some consistent returns. Now they say maybe 10,000 hours, you have to do something for 10,000 hours or 10,000 times before you master it. But then part of what has also been proven, that it's not really about doing it 10,000 times. So people do something that they'll do in 1 year for 10 years, because they are repeating the same thing over and over again. So it's not necessarily growth. But then truth also is, someone said that it's not about really being in it. Yes, if you do it 10,000 times, you should be ideally in the top 10% of it. But really that be the top one. No, yeah, in the top 10, in the top 1%, but not necessarily in the top 10. So most times the information we need is just that 1% to be able to be in the top 1%. Like in the 80-20 rule, if you break down the 80-20 rule, so out of every 100, only 20 people are doing the work that is producing or generating revenue for, the 80. And then if you also still break that within that 20 also, so it's in the only 4 people are really generating, what's the remaining 16 are, But then, and if you break it further, it comes to just one. So, but then I digress. No, coming back to the whole point of commitment, it's like you have to be committed to the process of seeing it through. And then the question now becomes, what becomes commitment? How do you become committed? In a situation where you have no hitch, then it's like, okay, you have to put something to hitch you, so that you know that yes, you've really stayed the course, and not really necessarily just staying the course. You're not staying the course and then while in a wait time. It's more of you're staying the course of the progress, but then you're actually putting in actions, and you're thinking of ways, or you're actually putting in work or putting in the actions necessary to actually see progress. Because you can say you're staying the course and then you're not doing anything, you just sit down and be waiting that, okay, I'm staying the course now, I'm on it. But then what are the action steps you're going to be taking every day to actually see that maybe some level of progress will be made? And there are different things. This now I got it from Tom Ferry, his coaching course, like some people's experiences and things like that. And everybody has different experiences. So the first one, yes, is you have to stop being just interested in whatever it is. You cannot be only interested in it. You have to be committed in it if you want to actually succeed in it. If you're interested, you do it as side hobby, but not necessarily a full-grown business. But then if you want it to be a full-grown business, then you have to commit to it. Now, in that commitment also leads to consistency. Someone said this thing called fashion. Well, she's not the first person to say it, but also it comes in the same Tom Ferry. They also still say the same thing, And I've heard this countless times also. Well, then some things you just keep wondering. You never really it never really settles in until it settles in, basically. And they say consistency beats talent any day, anytime. Because why? If you are consistently putting out content, no matter how bad it is, unless if you're not just putting out for the sake of it, we will gradually at some point be making improvements. You may not like it at first, but then because you're consistent with it, the quality should ideally improve, because now you're looking at at least you get to a point where you probably be comfortable enough to say, okay, look, what else can we do to this to make it even better? So building off the commitment to it, as you're committed to it, you become consistent in it, and the more consistent you are, also emphasizes it also emphasizes and strengthens your commitment to it, because now if you're consistent in it, you are reassuring yourself that yes, I'm committed to this process. So it kind of like all leads and is working hand in hand, basically. Then something someone also said was, this was from the Jeff, I forgot the name of the show, I remember. And then it's like, why do we always think what we do is going to be fun, or we have to do what is fun or it should make us happy? We should be happy doing what we do. Most things, really and truly, when we are developing most things, they don't necessarily make us happy, but then they are worthwhile things to do. And the thing is, yes, they are painful. what process is not like when you look at it, like yes, maybe because we are committed to it and we are consistent in it, we can at least at some point we find joy in it. But then the process of learning, the process of acquiring those knowledge, those skills is usually pretty painful or pretty tough. Our commitment to it, because we see like a bigger picture at the end of this, may help us endure those phases and keep us going, and no matter what, we can't stop. Well, I think we sometimes, even me, I think we maybe we forget that notion, or we are blinded by the notion of thinking, oh no, it's meant to be joyful, it's meant to be, yes, actually, it's meant to be joyful, it's meant to be a happy process, it's meant to be fun. But real truth of it, what exactly is fun? Learning is not necessarily fun when you're spending hours and hours banging your head on something that you really don't know. Yes, some teachers come out and try and make everything all fun and nice, but how much do you learn? They'll say yes, in a fun environment you learn things, but then that actual process of actually learning it, when you actually sit down and dive deep into it, it's not necessarily fun. It's not necessarily a happy place. Yes, when you see the results of it and you look back and you're like, oh wow, I've learned this, oh wow, I've gone this way. Yes, that result makes you happy. That result now seems fun because you know you can now apply it in fun ways. But then the actual process of actually acquiring the skill or the knowledge or the ability is not necessarily fun. So most times, or for me at least, I'm looking at it that we actually have to get off the notion of, oh, it's meant to be a fun process. It's meant to be a happy process. As far as once we are committed to it, and we decided to be consistent in it, now, whatever the obstacle might be, whether it's painful or it's not painful, because of our commitment to it, we have to see it through. And we have to keep making the effort, that step by step, day by day, no matter how little or how much we can make, we keep on going forward. No matter how painful it gets, we keep on going forward. That's something else. Now, another thing I've been looking at this for a while and I'm dabbling with it, but then it's now finally like a concrete realization that you have to act confident even if you do not feel confident. Different people have said this in different ways, but then it just really will wrong again, because I keep, sometimes we have to just keep reminding ourselves these things, when the going gets tough. But then really, you just have to act confident. Now, with the knowledge you have, sometimes that gives you a level of confidence. But before you acquire all those knowledge and all those skills, you will have to act confident. Because how would somebody do business with you if they don't feel you are confident in what you are saying? So if you're not sure about what you're saying, even if you know what you're saying, but you're not sure about what you're saying, then you relay that up. But then if you are confident in the little that you know, I maximize on that confidence level. Every other thing, you water it under the bridge. But then you build on the strength of what you already know and expand on that and strand on that. Because that confidence radiates. Now, of course, the more you know, the more you'll be able to be confident. But then you have to just be confident. You have to exude confidence. You can maybe it's pep talks you do for yourself before you go into a meeting, or maybe you just watch, like some people say, okay, they'll watch maybe people that do stand-up comedy, or people that just do some, public speaking. I think just see how they get into the groove just before you go into those meetings, or that you kind of like. It's like you're replaying what you've already seen. So you've seen the level of confidence they've shown, and you can just go and exude that kind of thing. A level of confidence. And again, that also consistency. That will help you also build that confidence. Because the more you do it, the more you get to say, oh, okay, there's really nothing to fear about this. The questions you don't know how to answer, you say, I'll get back to you on it. Once you know how to answer, you answer it. Then you say, oh, okay, what are you actually fearful of? So you just have to keep on going, and you have to exude confidence. Another thing is asking for the business, even from your inner sphere. Because those are the first people you know. Now, most people, we tend to think, oh, okay, because they have our inner sphere, really and truly, they should know and they are meant to give us the business. But the truth is, yes, some may give, but if you do not ask for the business, then what's their obligation to give? Yes, you can do it, but then so do 10, 15, 20 other people do it, and they know those people too. So, but then whoever asks for the business, at least you present yourself willing to undertake the business, and then you become top of mind. So you have to ask for the business. As they say, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened. So you have to ask. So that's another thing. As you grow, as we grow in everything we do, we should learn to ask. I will do a quick recap. In the process of whatever process we are on now, yes, our interest has gotten us into that process, but then now we have to be committed in that process. Being committed in it means we have to be consistent in it and give it our all. Being consistent in it means that we should exude confidence and show confidence in the process of what we are learning, or in the process of what we are doing, or in what we are doing. We should show confidence in it, because that confidence travels a long way. And as we are showing the confidence, we should remember, even those around us and even those we meet, we should ask for the business. And each people keep saying we should always genuinely care about people before we even bring up business. Like when we're just thinking our outreach, try and delay as much as possible before we bring up business. And different people, different stroke for different folks. But then we have to learn, to actually learn because at the end of the day, is the hunger for our own self-good really that makes us reach out. But then we are reaching out because we feel, yes, this person holds the key to what I need, but they also hold the key to what he needs. So we should try and learn. We actually have to learn it to show genuine concern for people. Now, for some markets, that being Mr. Nice Guy maybe doesn't work because two different people on the same stage said it. Or you do too much, or not that you do too much, but man, you're so nice. And the other person, man, I just go and go for the kill, not go for the kill literally, but then, just show, hey, this is what we're here for business professional. While somebody else is doing, okay, I'll help you get your groceries and things like that, and being nice and jolly. Another person is, man, straight down to business. But then, we should just learn to be genuinely care for people. Because I've heard that quite in different circles, just show genuine interest and genuine care for people. Anyways, for today, I think that's basically it, That's all I have for today, really. So you guys, as we go, now our interest has gotten us into whatever fields we're in right now. Let's make up our minds to be committed into the process. The minimum for before I was saying my own minimum, or at least for this journey, I'm on 3 years. Let's try and be committed for 5 years at least. That the core focus of whatever business we've entered now, we want to be serious with that business and committed to that business for at least 5 years. Not every other thing that comes, all those other shiny objects and stuff that comes, we'll put them at back burner. Whatever we're doing now that we say we're committed to at the beginning of this journey, or that I want to face, has shown us interest, that we have shown interest in at the beginning of this phase, let's agree to be committed in it for at least 5 years. Every other thing, we should keep it to the side. We should be consistent in it. So every day, there must be something, or every day, every week, you could plan it out as you wish, but then there should be something driving towards the betterment or the improvement of what we want to achieve. And it's good, everybody says we should write down, so let's start writing down, let's start journaling, and we should show confidence. No matter how small what you think we will learn is, show confidence in it and learn more. Show confidence in it and know more and reach out more. yes, reach out more. Because you see, even some people, as you teach it, the more you teach it, the more you understand about it. So show confidence, learn more, and then ask for this business. When you sit down with, ask for the business. So prospect more, ask to sell more, and then they just keep on keeping on. Be good, be safe. One peace, one love.